you can't help but feel resentful.
On the 22nd of May 2017, a bombing at the Manchester Arena killed 22 people. Salman Abedi blew himself up after an Ariana Grande concert in the worst terrorist attack in the UK since 7/7.
I think everybody has a right to take a sharp intake of breath and think, oh my goodness, so much went wrong.
A public inquiry into the bombing has heard evidence of unacceptable and unjustified security failures. This is a forensic look at the missed opportunities to stop the Manchester bomber. British Transport Police Officer Jessica Buller and PCSO Mark Renshaw are on duty at the City Room, the foyer of the Manchester Arena. At 7:20, the pair leave the City Room to take a meal break. This should be no longer than an hour, but they are gone for more than 2 hours. At 8:48, two other community support officers, PCSOs Brown and Morrie, also take a break. CCTV shows them passing Salman Abedi in Victoria Station, adjacent to the arena. He's carrying a heavy rucksack.
CCTV was picking up Abedi on cameras across the city, looking suspicious, with his rucksack hours before.
At 8:51, he enters the City Room. There are now no police officers in the foyer, despite instructions from a British Transport Police sergeant that the area should be patrolled at all times.
I think a lot of people just couldn't hack it, and a lot of me can understand that, but it just feels like a massive failure.
What would be the expectation of the members of the public who went to that event? I think everybody has a right to expect to be safe and secure, but very clearly there weren't.
This is the moment that Abedi is spotted by the site's security team. Security guard Mohammed Agha sees him carrying his rucksack as he crosses the foyer. Abedi then makes his way up this set of stairs and sits down at the top. He stays here for 20 minutes out of view. It's a CCTV black spot. At 9:10, Salman Abedi leaves the City Room carrying his rucksack. He returns to the Metrolink, where he sits down on the platform for 16 minutes. At 9:29, he makes his way back to the Manchester Arena concourse, following the same route. While in the lift, he appears to be adjusting some wiring below his jacket. At 9:33, he re-enters the venue and makes his way back to the mezzanine area, which is not covered by CCTV. He stays here for just under an hour. At 9:36, PC Buller and PCSO Renshaw resume their patrol of the venue and make their way back to the foyer, more than 2 hours after they left for a meal break.
Very clearly there were challenges around not working or gaps in infrastructure. There were gaps of understanding over who was responsible for what parts of the security operation that existed, and there appear to have been failings by individuals operating within that security system.
It's now 10:15. Christopher Wilde has been waiting for his 14-year-old daughter who's at the concert. He approaches Mohammed Agha, saying he's worried about a suspicious person with a backpack. Mr. Wilde has already spoken to Salman Abedi, who told him he was waiting for someone. The security guard tells Mr. Wilde he'll report his concerns as soon as possible. At 10:23, Mohammed Agha speaks to a colleague, Kyle Lawler, who's entered the City Room, and explains the situation. Mr. Lawler tries to radio in, but can't get through to the control room to report the suspicious man.
It's the unwillingness to check it out. I mean, a man alone walking in with a rucksack to a large packed place, it's going to raise alarm bells. And yet when they're raised, nothing's done. It's worrying.
Over the next few minutes, Mohammed Agha and Kyle Lawler have two more conversations about Salman Abedi. Mr. Lawler says he had a bad feeling about him, but there was nothing to really justify that feeling. He also says he was scared of being wrong and branded a racist. He attempts to report the situation on his radio several times, but can't make contact.
One of the things that frustrates me across that period in 2017 was we'd seen this rolling wave of terrorist attacks coming at us from Europe, and we've been putting out a strong message to people like be alert, be aware, don't be embarrassed about reporting things, go with your senses. And of course what it appears is that people heard that message and they responded and they reported seeing this guy out of place in the proximity of the arena, and nobody with responsibility for dealing with that seemed to do anything.
At 10:26, he gives up trying and takes up his position outside the city room because the show is ending. At 10:30, concert goers are streaming out of the arena. Salman Abedi leaves his hiding place and walks across the foyer. He is seen on his phone. He is smiling. At 10:31, he detonates his bomb, killing 22 people. Of the 4 British Transport Police officers on duty at the City Room, none are in the foyer. They're all in Victoria Station at the time of the blast.
The main person we should blame is the bomber. No one in the government really wanted this to happen. No one in the police, ambulance, fire, none of them wanted this to happen. They messed up, they made human errors, they made massive errors. But at the end of the day, they didn't pull the trigger. He did.
There were missed opportunities, unambiguously, to address, confront, approach, deal with the terrorist. What I couldn't be certain of is what would have been the outcome from doing that.
We just need to learn. We need to hold those who are accountable, and we just need to make sure we're better prepared should it ever happen again. I hope not. I think that is the best revenge any of us can ever take. Just carry on.